Hey, what's up? It's Adam Smith from the CommanderSmiths, and it is Proxy Time. We are working today on Mutavault. This card is used in a lot of decks that basically using tribal with this deck, because you can use that changing this land into a 2/2 creature with all creature types. So this one is used quite a bit. I actually just recently had this card. I did not own this card up until about a couple months ago. So it is time to make a proxy of this card. Again, went to Google here, did a search. You just go Mutavault art or you do full art. I found this one. It's not the original one. It is one from the Grand Prix or Magic Online art. I liked how that one looked a little bit better. There's a lot more detail to this. And John Avon is a very good artist as well. So I like to use that as well. As for the card that I'm going to use, went to Scryfall, and I went with the Morning Tide, the original gangster of this, as what I'm going to use for the card itself. So let's jump right into it. So first off, what we do is we are going to start highlighting all this stuff so we can bring this card all the way forward. So we just, first things first, as we do every time. So if you look at the other videos, you just got to bring the card forward. Sometimes with the older cards, it should be interesting. Okay, so that boxed it out pretty good. You don't get that little logo there. I do typically like to have that. I do want to see, do the other versions have that? You know, the little hologram. So you can check out all that. Okay, so I could have used this one, but then see, you're going to have this little shiny thing there. So I am not going to use that version. We're just going to continue with what we're doing here. Jump up here. Let's get this all highlighted. Boom. That's pretty good there. All right, and we get up to the top. This stuff's the easy part. Just getting what you want in there, and then you do the fixes later. Okay, so the biggest thing at this step is to make sure that you have no letters or things that aren't highlighted. So I don't see anything there, so we're going to do Control-C. Now let's jump over to the picture and let's see where we can get this bad boy fitting. So I haven't even done like a practice run with this one. Sometimes with the previous videos, I've gone through and tried to figure out, okay, I'm going to do this or this, and this is what I'm going to do for the video. This one, I haven't even touched this one yet. So looking at it, we have a lot of stuff going on here. We want to utilize this light coming down. I think these seem interesting. I don't know if it's stalactites or stalagmites. It's tight to the ceiling, mites to the, I don't remember. You can write it in the comments below, but one of the two. So we got these. I might utilize these coming down here to kind of take advantage of them coming in front in the foreground, and maybe utilize this. And I'm also avoiding the copyright thing on the picture here because I'm just going to crop that out, because then otherwise I'm going to be shrinking it up. And there's a lot more light to use with this. So I think that looks good. Yeah, we're going to have it right in the middle there. I want to have some of these come over Mutavault and that. So the whole picture. So we're going to accept that. Let's go to cropping here. Crop this bad boy. And we'll get this centered the way we want it. Move this over there. There. Move this sucker up. And maybe a little down here, but we don't really need to move it too much. Oops, it's shifting it. I don't want to shift. I just want to shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Sides are pretty close. All right, that looks closer. Top looks good. Top, bottom. All right. Accept that. All right. Now, next thing we do is let's see what we're working with. What can we bring to the front? What can we leave to the back? So we kind of make the opacity come through so we can kind of see what we're dealing with. And I like to zoom in at this point. So it looks like first things first, like I talked about before, we're going to probably take advantage of these guys coming over, completely just cover that. And it looks like we'll have this come over this. Everybody pretty much knows what Mutavault is, so I think it's fine to cover the wording there. As for this, we'll just highlight this so it doesn't completely cover that tap symbol. We want to be able to see that. And we might do the same here. Try to see. So sometimes you can use the whole ground here. So this is potentially, we could just take away from this text box and have this all stick out and then the pieces stick up. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure I want to work that yet. I might just have these guys come through and then just kind of have it so you can see through. But let's first start with the stuff I know I do want to come through. Let's do our stamp tool. Let's make it a little bigger. Alt, click, click again. All right, now we are stamped. And let's start with the top here. Make this a little bigger. Makes it easy on ourselves when we do that. And really, this whole thing is just going to come out of there. Time to zoom in. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. I'm going to have to probably shrink this guy so I can actually get this whole thing there. So if you don't know the shrink tool, it is next to the P on your keyboard. The first one right to the right of that is the one that shrinks it, and the one on the right-hand side of that makes it bigger. So that's your kind of shortcut keys. All right. And goes all the way through. So we're just going to do that. Okay. I think that looks good. Let's zoom out on this one. Okay, so yeah, you get that feel of whatever it is. Stalactites, stalagmites, whatever they are. Stalactites, stalagmites. God, there was a thing with it. It's mites. It's coming from, I don't remember. I'm not even going to guess. Mites and tights, one of those two. All right, so now let's get the Mutavault part. I think it's totally fine covering this thing up. And a lot of people don't know what Mutavault is. You don't really need to know the name of that as much. So we're really just going to have this go bye-bye. Yeah. I think that's just going to make it, give you that feel of you're actually in a cave here. All right, let's zoom out a little bit on that. All right, I think we're good. So that was easy. The top ones are easy. Now that comes the tough part is the bottom. So I don't know what I want to do here yet. I know for sure I want this guy to come forward, but we don't want that to completely cover the tap symbol. So let's drop this down to 47. And let's just start messing with this a little bit here. I want to be able to see it. So I'm holding the mouse down. I'm not completely, this is just filling it up. So if I let go of the mouse, it'll do it again. So now I do want this line to go away. So I'm going to do that a couple times with the mouse. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You're welcome. Now it's stuck in your head. All right. I think that looks fine there. And it blends pretty well. One way to check it, jump over here. When we bring, yeah. So that's pretty good. I do see a little bit of line up here. So let's blend this in a little bit better. There we go. Okay. You can still see the tap symbol. Remember, I get up to about 70%, a little over 70%. You can still see it says tap, add one mana there. So we're good there. Next, I was going to use this guy. And this one I could probably just, because it's not really taking over anything, you're going to miss some of the part of the letters. So let's just actually take this all out there. And get that in there. Let's curve it out though. We got to smooth that so it doesn't look so hard on those lines. All right. Now I could just leave it as that. Actually, it's not that bad. It does feel like the Mutavault is grabbing the card. Actually, I kind of like that. Instead of, I'll show you really quick, but we're going to keep it at this, I'm pretty sure. But if I wanted to, you could go and just take this whole bottom scene because there's no text that really matters. So this is another option to do here. And that kind of looks cool. I would probably clean up this a little bit more. But see, if we get into that, we're going to have that guy coming out. I probably would pop that out. Oh, man. Decisions, because it does look like it's really blended in there. Okay. I think we're going to mess with that. I think that is the route we got to go. That's how you make this card unique. yeah, it's a quick proxy. I could have it done right now and just have all that done. But really what we need to do is, well, this could be an option too, is to make it really before, if I don't want to go really in depth, you could really just take this rope and make that part of the picture. And I don't think I just want to leave it at that. I think I want this to be a little more detailed, because that would be a really easy proxy video here if I did that. Although my last couple have been really long. So maybe it's time to have one short. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's zoom it out. Yeah, I don't know. That looks pretty sweet. I might have two different versions of this one. Because that could be it right there. Or I could jump in and, like I said, just let's shrink this down. I'm going to kind of outline this a little bit better than I did before. So it would be this. We jump up here. We take over this. Outline, outline, outline. This would be a little different. Probably what I would do there is, you know, do the opacity so it's not, so you can actually see through that. And then that would be the gist there. And then we go, let's widen that out. That's just my outline. That makes it easier to get this all filled in like that. So, oh man, what'd you do, Adam? What'd you do? Does that look better, or does that look better? Oh, there's so many decisions with this one. Oh, crap. Crap. I think the way to go with this one is I got to take that bottom out. All right, so let's just do it. So we're going to make it easy. Fill in, and we'll probably use the blending tool to make the edges a little more shaded and crisp. Not as crisp as, actually not crisp. I don't want it crisp at all. Oh, we need to bring this down so I can see better through that. So that's okay. So this we can take out because we don't care about that. Who cares about flavor text, right? And then we get that. Okay, so this is, see where the words come in. I don't want to take those away. So we're going to kind of skip that. We're just going to run along here, making our little outline of where we want to go. So everything below this, we can completely just take out. This is just a good way to make it so you don't lose your words there. Because like I said, I want those to seem like they're a part of the picture, or I want to go through those, but I don't want you to lose what's happening. I like players to be able to grab the card and be like, hey, this is a pretty sweet proxy. What does this card do? Well, if I, cover everything and I'm like just assuming that everybody knows what it does, it's kind of douchey. So we're going to change that down to, let's get it even more because we're really going through the meat and potatoes of this. All right, so we got this piece coming up here, and we'll probably blend the bottom part here. We're just going to get a couple things here, just your little jet outs that are really covering the letters. We got that one there, and I believe this one are the main culprits of this. All right, so let's bring this back in and see where we are. Okay, so we hit everything pretty good. So what I want to do now is kind of do it a couple more times in some of these little areas so you can still see the still there. I don't want to take that completely away. It's still a land. And we will take a little part of the letters there. That's fine until, let's get that a little bit blended in. So I'm letting go. I'm doing it a couple times. And then this one, for sure. This one does not have a good blend in yet. So we'll get that, especially down here. Do it again. Now, some other ways you can do it is moving this up. But this is just helping me blend it. See, now I just got rid of that line. That's what we're looking for. We don't want that line there. And then we're just going to bring it up here a little bit. So you can totally see exactly what this card is, what it does. It's not blocking anything out. You might have to look a little harder. But in general, you look back. Mutavault becomes a 2/2 creature with all creature types until end of turn. It's still a land. So you get the gist of what the card does there. It's pretty good. There's nothing blocked. You have some things that are not as clear as others, but you can still see exactly what it does. Okay, so now I think that looks pretty sweet. It kind of brings the ground taking over, and this is just almost a part of the pile of what you're looking at here. You got this rope and this pickaxe and everything that's laying on the ground. That's the card text itself is a part of that. All right, so we need to add the logo in, which I have no freaking idea where I want this thing to go. I mean, we could maybe fit it in this rope. Circular things I like to use as my symbol there. So let's get that. Start highlighting this up. Boom, 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 boom. I always gotta get that top part. Oh, a little too far. Okay. Now let's bring that in. Copy. Paste it. Whoa. Huge. Huge. Never had that happen to me. No one has ever said that. I wish. All right, so we want it to fit into that rope down there. I think that's our best hiding spot. Be very obvious, but I'm going to darken it up a bit. Let's rotate it. It does just seem like it's going to be laying there. It's part of that. Let's do this. Yeah, I think that is the best option. I just think it's a little... There we go. I was going to say a little too large for the space that I'm dealing with there. All right. Maybe a little bigger. And you know what I'm going to do is I want that rope to kind of come to the front of that, because otherwise right now it just looks like I'm just putting a symbol there. So let's get this. And we still have our stamp tool. So now we just go boop. Oh, you know what? I might have to go in layer 1. Oh, let's do that. There we go. I was right. It's layer 2. Let's get over there, because that's the layer that the actual symbol is on. So you have to pick that layer. So now it's kind of sitting in there. That's a part of all that crap that's in there. But now you really can't see it. So let's bring this a little brighter so you know that it's sitting there. All right. I think we got a finished card there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mutavault finished here. Let's make sure all of this is correct. So I'll get this at 70-ish. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. So you can still see through the background. So there you go. That one is Mutavault. It got a little more detailed. I mean, we could have ended just with the rope and these little guys hanging out, but I think adding this in kind of gives it that feel that you're actually in a cave. So, all right. Well, if you guys like that video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel. You can also check out our podcast, CommanderSmiths. We do a weekly podcast just talking about Commander, and where we talk about proxies and stuff as well. So until next week, we'll catch you guys later. We'll see you.